Hello, my name is Samuel and I help companies solve their business problems using Dynamics 365 products. Today we'll be looking at Dynamics 365 Sales Hub application and I'll show you how to create a lead very quickly and qualify that to an opportunity and also look at the different ways we can do so using Sales Mobile application and Microsoft Outlook. All right, let's jump right in. All right, as you can see, we are now in the Dynamics 365 Sales Hub application, and the entire page is divided into three parts. On the left, we've got the sitemap. On the top end, we've got the blue bar, which is the command bar with some options out there to select. Now, depending upon what we select on the top and the left, we'll see results on the white space here. All right, that's a good head start for us. Sales Hub right at the top is basically a hyperlink. Now, when you click on that, it's an app switcher, so it opens up a window to select whatever app you want to work on. So for example, today we'll be working on Sales Hub. I'm going to click on Sales Hub and go to Sales Hub, but you could also choose to work on Customer Service Hub. So let's click on Sales Hub and go right back to where we were. All right, so now as we can see, this is a sandbox environment. And on the right hand side, we've got a list of options. We'll start with the magnifying glass. This is basically a search option. So if you click on this, it allows you to search whatever you want to. For example, I know at the top of my head that there is an account called Atkinson Associates. I'm just going to search that, and it brings up the accounts and contacts associated to that. You could also filter this based on accounts, and the contacts would disappear. You've got a list of options here to choose and play around with, and they're pretty handy. All right, let's move on to the right. We've got the plus icon. This is very instrumental and handy in quickly creating new records of the types accounts, cases, contacts, leads, opportunities, and a whole lot of other options as well. All right, so for example, if I were to create an account, I can click on this and see what happens. A quick create form opens up and you can create an account. Similarly, you can do the same for leads and opportunities. I'm going to cancel that and go back to the other options. The funnel-like option is an advanced find. Now, basically what this does is it allows you to create complex queries. For example, you want to find all your contacts that live in New South Wales who have an actual revenue of $1 million or less than $1 million. And then it would search the system for all those records and create a view and show it to you. So if this is something that the business needs, you can create views, share those views with other people, and also use them in reports. All right, the next option is the cog wheel, which is basically settings. Now, there are a lot of options here to play around with. For personalization settings, it only applies to you as an individual user. So as you can see, there are a lot of things. Very quickly, I'm going to highlight some of the really interesting ones. So records per page is set to 50, but you can obviously change this to 250. This basically means if you've got thousands of account records created in the system, you want to see 250 accounts per page rather than 50 accounts per page. All right. If you move on to formats, you can change the formats from English to Australia, which basically means you would be seeing dates in the format of day, month, and year, rather than month, day, year. You could also create email templates and share them with your colleagues, with the entire organization, or just keep them to yourself. You can create email signatures as well, and that is really handy. All right. Let's go back to the main screen where we were on, and let's start exploring the options on the left-hand side. So this is called a sitemap. And as you can see on the sitemap, there's a lot of options. Let's start with the recent and pinned. So as you know, I've searched Atkinson Associates, so it would definitely show up on the recent. If I click on the chevron, the arrow pointing downwards, you will see a list of options that I have gone through across, and you can see Atkinson Associates sitting here. Now, if Atkinson is a regular account you deal with, or you have to go into the system to see what details are there, to have a chat with the client, you could pin Atkinson Associates because it's a regular client rather than searching them every time. When you pin Atkinson Associates, I'm going to minimize recent. You can see that there's another option called pinned, and Atkinson Associates would be sitting here right now. So every time you find the need to go and look up something that's important regarding Atkinson Associates, you don't need to go to accounts, look for an account, type it, or search them up here on the search bar. You can just go to pinned and click on Atkinson Associates, and Atkinson Associates record opens up right on the screen. All right, let's go back to my work. Now we've got dashboards here, which are pretty handy for understanding, which gives us a visual representation of where things are at. So we've got a list of options that are out of the box to see what kind of dashboards there are. By default, we have the sales activity social dashboard that's selected. And let's try to see what's going on here. So for example, we can see what are my open opportunities. Again, my open opportunities means opportunities assigned to me. And we can see for qualified, they're worth 25,000. For develop, they're worth 55,000. And for propose, it's about 36,000. Now you can also see what are the open leads and what are the leads by source. So they're categorized on that with the visual representation. You can also see my top opportunities, what are they, and what are the topics for those top opportunities, and the revenue as well. Along with that, you can also see your closed opportunities and who are your top customers and the revenue. All right. The other interesting bit out here is you can choose to click on this expand chart option. And the moment you do that, the same record opens up on this screen. Now, when the same record opens up on the screen, you can see the same view that we were seeing initially, but now we can see how they correspond to a tabular data. So for example, the $25,000 that is here, if you click on that, the tabular representation changes. It now only shows you a record which is corresponding to the $25,000 we selected. If you want to select 55,000, it tells you all the records that sort of sum up to $55,000. So that's pretty handy. Okay, creating a lead is very simple. As you can see, topic is the only one apart from last name that has a red asterisk, which means it's a mandatory field. So I can just quickly type interested in purchasing washing machines, right? And then first name, it's recommended. I'm going to write John Smith, and he is the sales manager, and I am going to just click on save. That's it. Just 3-4 details, and you can quickly create a lead record. And you can go back to leads and see under my open leads, because I've created, John Smith is sitting right there with all the details we've entered in. Let's go back into the same record, open it up, and see what's going on. Now, out of the box, Dynamics 365 offers this business process flow. It's important to call out that the qualify, develop, propose, close, these are cards. So when you click on them, you have a card that opens up with a list of options. Now, it's important to call out that you can change these options as per your business needs, so that you can make sure that all the data that needs to be entered for the lead before it's qualified and all the way it's qualified to is actually entered in the system. That's imperative for your organization. So what I'm going to do is, if you have done all the research that needs to be done with regards to the lead, and now you're sure that this is a lead that's very warm and you want to qualify it, you just need to go to qualify at the top and hit it. The moment you do that, you would see lead changing to opportunity. And now we have a tick mark against qualify because we qualified the lead, and now we're on the develop stage. So this basically here, you can just enter customer needs, you can type in the proposed solution, you can click on next stage and move on right towards the end if you're happy. And be mindful that you can change and customize these options as per your business needs. I'm just going to quickly click finish for the purposes of this demo. And right now, this opportunity is complete in terms of the business process flow. The status is in progress, and you can keep punching in more details depending upon what you want to enter or not. All right, now as we've created this opportunity, I want to show you how you can access this opportunity and what it looks like if you were looking at a list of opportunities. Now, you can see interested in buying washing machines is sitting right at the top, and John Sway is the potential customer against it. So you can again click on this and go right into the record and make changes as you want to. The timeline section here is very important, as it allows you to record all the correspondence you've had with the client. If you've been sending them emails, you can create an email and send it to the client, and it sits right here. So the next time, instead of Samuel looking at John Sway, if there is Jack who's looking into John Sway, he would know what was the last chat Samuel had with John and pick it up from there, which is really a single pane of glass experience, a one-stop shop experience, rather than checking up heaps of records. Yeah, that's pretty handy. In terms of closing this opportunity, it's as simple as closing it as won or closing it as lost, because you lost it to a competitor. So what you can do is you can select close as won and punch in the details as to, okay, you've won, and what was the actual revenue that was won. You can enter the close date and a bit about the description as to what happened there. And you can click on OK. As soon as you do that, I'm just going to click OK. You can see that the status has changed to 1. And now if you go to opportunities, which will open up my opportunities by default, because that opportunity is not it's not open anymore, it'll disappear. So if I were to go to open opportunities here, sorry, one opportunities, as we are under the one opportunities view, and I can see that John Sway exists out here, and it's basically moved from open opportunities view to closed as one opportunities. You can do the same for lost opportunities and see which are the ones that I've lost. That's pretty easy as well. All right. Okay, now we're at a very interesting step of this demo. I'm going to show you how to very quickly create a lead from Microsoft Outlook. Without even leaving Outlook, you can create a lead in the Dynamics 365 Sales Hub. Let's have a look how we can do that. So this, what you're looking at, is basically an email that has been sent to me by Jonathan Sweeting in this example, and basically they want to have a demo for them to move from Excel document to CRM. All right, so as this email comes and sits on my mailbox, what I can do is when I open it up, I have a Dynamics 365 plugin, which basically allows us to connect to the database. And when you click on that, I'm going to X out of this just so that I can show you what it looks like. If you click on Dynamics 365, it connects to the database, and then it'll identify if Jonathan exists as a contact or a lead in the system or is an unknown recipient. All right, so now as you can see, the system is saying this guy is an unknown recipient, right? And it's picking up my email address because obviously it's coming from my email address, but I've changed the signature to Jonathan. I can very quickly create Jonathan as a contact or a lead. I'm going to create him as a lead. All right, so now the quick create form has launched up and it gives me a few options here. So as previously seen, topic is a mandatory field out of the box, but obviously you can play around that and customize it. So I'm going to quickly type in interested in a demo workshop for D365 Sales Hub. And you can put in a budget amount, 120K. If you have a time frame understanding, you can enter that immediate. And as you can see, it's pulled out all the details, Jonathan's Sweeting, so you don't have to be bothered about putting in those details. I sent this email from my personal account, so it's pulling across those details as well. Now I'm going to go and click Save and Close. All right, so you can see that it says the changes were saved. I can click on View Record from here, and without even leaving the page, I can see Jonathan Sweeting existing in Dynamics 365 right now as a lead, and you can continue to work. You can see a lot of options out here. Usually people go back to the web interface because this is just a spot to quickly create leads so that the backend office can start working on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to the web interface and show you what Jonathan Sweeting looks like out there. All right, so now we are back to the Dynamics 365 web interface and we are looking at leads. And we can see that Jonathan Sweeting exists as a lead that we've created. So if I'm going to click on Jonathan Sweeting, you can see again the same old lead user form, and the details that you have entered that were picked from the Outlook are now sitting across here. It's very quick and easy, and obviously you've got the business process flow, which you can customize as per your business requirements and qualify the lead to an opportunity and mark it as won or lost. So this is really handy that I wanted to show you. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is creating and viewing records from Sales Mobile application. If you're somebody who's on the go, it's really quick and easy. All right, let's jump right to it. All right, so as you can see now, I am casting my phone on the screen and you can see what it looks like. So we have the Dynamics 365 application here. I'm just going to tap on this to try and connect to the environment and show you what it looks like. So the look and feel again is pretty much similar, except that it's a bit tighter, it's more compact for you to access data records and create them. So as you can see now, the Sales Mobile application has launched, and by default you can look at the dashboards. But if you were to create a lead, how would you do that, right? So before we do that, let's scroll down and see what's going on here. So as you can see, there's my open leads record created, and you can see one as we have just created from the Outlook. So I'm going to tap on that and try to see what's in that blue dot. So I can see Jonathan Sweeting has been created. And you can see the contrast between the diagrammatic representation and the record representation. So if I tap on Jonathan Sweeting, it'll open up Jonathan as a lead and show us all the records that were entered in the Microsoft Outlook application. So again, this is what it looks like, and it's pretty neat and pretty handy for somebody who's on the go and needs to create leads very quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to quickly create a lead and how you can do that. All right, so I'm back onto the screen where we were initially, and I'm going to show you how we can create a lead. So I'm going to click on the plus icon next to the magnifying glass and select lead. And it opens up the quick create lead form, and I'm going to type in interested in dishwashers. Yep. And then I can quickly scroll down to first name as Samantha Williams. And that's it. I'm going to click save. And it's going to start saving the record. Again, you can tap on view record to see what it looks like, and it has all the details that we've entered. And now you can start entering more details, having chats with Samantha, and qualifying the lead as an opportunity or maybe a disinterested lead, and look at, forget about her and start looking at more important customers. All right, so now we are back onto the Dynamics 365 web interface. And as you can see, Samantha Williams is created in the web interface. And this was created from the phone mobile application initially. So if you're somebody working in the back office, your sales team, they can look at this detail that was entered and start calling Samantha and trying to understand what the requirement is and how is it that the company can help them. All right, that's it for today's demo. You've been great, and thank you for your patience. I hope this session was helpful. If you have any questions, my details are on the screen. Have a great day. Thank you.